ปองเล่นคอนเสิร์ตอยู่โยนปิ๊กค่ะสวัสดีค่ะพ่อแม่พี่น้องก็ต้องขออภัยด้วยค่ะที่เมื่อวานไม่ได้ขึ้นมาสรุปข่าวภาคภาษาอังกฤษพอดีหวัดลงคอวันนี้ก็พอเขายังช่วยนิดนึงค่ะช่วงนี้ก็ทานยาอยู่ตลอดแต่ว่าพอตันเห็นว่าพ่อแม่พี่น้องทุกท่านเนี่ยออกมาสู้กันขนาดนี้ลำบากมากกว่าตันเยอะมานอนกินนอนทานกันอยู่บนถนนนี้วันนี้ตันเลยต้องมาขึ้นเวทีให้ได้ค่ะพ่อแม่พี่น้องสู้จนป่วยหลายรอบจนหายป่วยจนป่วยใหม่ยิ่งรักก็ยังนั่งเป็นนายกอยู่เหมือนเดิมค่ะเมื่อไหร่จะไปสักทีแต่ว่าที่จริงตันต้องเป็นกำลังใจให้พี่น้องพ่อแม่พี่น้องโดยเฉพาะที่มาจากต่างจังหวัดเองนะคะโดยเฉพาะพี่น้องที่ขึ้นมาจากใต้มาอยู่กับเราไม่ว่าจะเป็นเดือนเป็นหลายอาทิตย์แล้วนะคะตันขอปรบมือให้ท่านอีกรอบหนึ่งค่ะหัวใจพี่น้องสุดยอดจริงๆที่จริงตันก็ชอบลงไปเที่ยวปากใต้นะคะยังไงถ้าเกิดเราชนะเนี่ยตันสัญญาว่าตันจะลงไปเที่ยวปากใต้แน่นอนค่ะอย่าลืมพาตันเที่ยวด้วยนะคะก็ขออนุญาตพูดเป็นภาษาอังกฤษเลยค่ะ Ladies and gentlemen, to all our foreign press and media and our expats, the PDRC's objective is to uproot the Thaksin's regime from Thailand. We have also declared that once we have achieved this, we will swiftly initiate reforms. At the very least, we must fix the fragile law of our country relating to the election to prevent further cheating, manipulation, and abuse. This is necessary. Without such reforms, the vicious cycle of dirt, money politics will continue. Kun Suthep Theuk Suban, Secretary to the PDRC, said on stage tonight, the current electoral system is the very problem and the very reason that has allowed the Thaksin's regime and Yingluck to come to power and exploit their parliamentary majority to systematically plunder Thailand and their corruption and graft. Therefore, electoral reform is crucial. We cannot accept this systemic graft any longer. The Thaksin's family is irredeemably corrupt, which is why so many Thai has risen to chase them from this country. We must fortify anti-corruption and graft laws, including anti-corruption agencies and watchdogs. This is the second issue of this reform. We must also decentralize authority to empower the provinces. It is the people, the locals, who must retain power to ensure that their needs are being properly addressed by their leaders. We cannot let our leaders suck us down with hollow promises and superficial populist policies. The rice pledging scheme is one of this government populist policy. Instead, real solution for poverty should be implemented, including measures that would secure home ownerships and jobs. We must restructure the police force so that the law enforcement serve the people and not politicians. All these critical reforms are why the public are demanding a reform before election. Yet Yingluck and her government continues to refuse to listen. They insist on going forward with the elections, even though the Constitutional Court and the Election Commission said that the caretaker government had legal authority to postpone the election. General election held on the 2nd of February was a complete failure. To today, the Election Commission is still unable to announce the election's results because there are still several districts where election has not yet been held. Now that the caretaker government is threatening the Election Commission to hold election for the remaining districts. However, the Constitution clearly states every polling district for the general election must be held on the same day. However, Yingluck and her caretaker government are ignoring the Constitution like always. Nevertheless, they cannot escape the constraints of the laws. Today, a former Supreme Court Justice, Justice Indi Wacharapon Tawsuwan, sent Kun Suthep a letter sharing his 5-page legal interpretation of the Constitution. In conclusion, Justice Yindi said the Constitution is the highest law of the land that sets forth our political ideologies and framework. Sovereign powers resides with the people. The government's executive authority is derived from the people. All sectors of society must abide by the Constitution. It cannot be interpreted to provide the executive with more authority than the actual prescribed by the Constitution. Consequently, the government is simply waiting for a new cabinet to take office. However, this cannot happen because elections are incomplete and the constitutional requirements has not been reached. Parliament cannot convene. This means the first Parliament meeting cannot be held to appoint a new Prime Minister within the 30 days requirement. Justice Yindi also provided some recommendations that it is the duty of the PDRC to tell the caretaker government to stop governing. They must stop without resigning. State agencies and commissions must also be informed. Any action by this caretaker government and those following their orders is therefore illegal. Kun Suthep announced that a reform is near. People's Assembly will be set up. Reform by the people for the people. Politicians will not be involved. We ask all general public to take part in this reform. Discuss it with your local PDRC representatives. All ideas are welcome. We also have a website for you to share your ideas on the worldwideweb.reformthai.com. We encourage all professors, university students to organize seminars, focus groups, open discussions, town hall meetings, whatever format you prefer, to generate ideas about the reform. We are moving into the final round of this fight. Friends in the provinces, please come back to Bangkok and join us. We must express our thanks and gratitude to all our supporters. If it wasn't for all your collective sacrifices, our movement would never have been commenced, and the changes that are about to come would never take place. All of this is because of you. It is crucial that we remain on our peaceful, non-violent, and unarmed demonstrations, no matter how badly the government taunts us. We must stay true to our peaceful course. We must also be mindful that these individuals will be committing unlawful actions. They claim to be acting under the emergency decree, but their orders will violate civil and criminal laws. Stay safe, thank you, and good night. ขอบคุณมากค่ะ